Surprise! There he is, he's over there.
Hi, you guys.
Welcome to another exciting episode.
I feel it real fun.
Oh my god, can you believe?
On our 7th of April, 2021.
You know, that means I've gotten 7 birthday gifts so far, including
does.
one that you'll see a video about later on today.
Yes.
Because we'll be...
So that means you've got 22 to go.
Oh my god, can you believe that? 22 more gifts.
We might have to shorten it. It might have to be
What is it? We're not having Elite Month.
We'll see how we go.
This is in February.
So it's the Ego Eliminator, Ego Free, Part 2, what we started yesterday. So go to freeneville.com.
See, she's wrong already.
Is she here?
No, you're wrong already.
Why?
Because we didn't start this yesterday. I started it this morning. But
You
more
said
on
it's
that.
Part 2.
It is. Part 1 was on the podcast. Whoa! Sneaky bugger.
Okay, all right.
Hashtag
Sneaky
bugger. Right.
So go to freeneville.com.
Look at all these 221
Subscribe
email.
to the 221
triple
email
D
list.
people, triple D Brian, triple MM, all of they. That's
And
right.
receive a pseudo-random email every single day until you die.
That's right.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. 90-day adventure. $97. That's like
Sorry,
a buck
you
a
can't
day.
really see. It's
Half a
bit
donut.
dark.
Big dark work.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Whoops a daisy. Okay.
What did you screw up now?
So, no, I just nearly touched the top and turned it off. So the Ego Eliminator.
That's right.
Ego-free manifesting.
All right. So we're going to begin with something, right? Because people all the time, I get the emails, people are worked up about things that don't matter and don't exist, right? Like their subconscious is worked up about their ego, and their subconscious both need impressing, controlling, eliminating.
Right.
God, it just drives me nuts. But anyway, Victoria.
Yes.
Let us begin with the Neville Goddard quote that went in big bold print.
So Neville says, God speaks to man. I'm going to clear my throat and start again.
Oh my God.
God speaks to man only through the medium of his basic desires.
See, but people teach you should be egoless, desireless, you should be in control of your subconscious. I find it all incredibly confusing and boring because, I mean, when was the last time you sat down and had a good time, Yasmin Maxwell, with your subconscious? Yo, me and my ego and my subconscious, we're all hanging out, you know what I mean? Right, Invisible Rashid.
Yeah.
But where do your desires come from? Let's really nail this one today. Because, see, let's call this your concept of self. And let's call this another concept of self. Let's call this another concept of self, right? And so we've got like loving husband, loving teacher, loving puppy, dad. But where do all those desires come from? The big me, right? The big you is where all smell that cow manure.
Oh, it stinks, I know.
Oh my God, is that
I'm
lovely?
sorry, Carstens.
Ooh, man, it just reminds me of that girl, Melanie White. Oh yeah, she was a farm girl, Carstens. Yes, she was. She was hot, but anyway, I'm not saying she smelled like moo poo. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But anyway.
Yes.
So, where do your desires come from? Your real desires. God speaks to man through the medium of his what? Basic desires, right? So, a lot of people say, well, but my ego gets in the way of me hearing my spiritual self, and then my subconscious has blocks and prevents me from getting guidance. You don't need any guidance, right? So, Victoria, we're going to look at some Neville Goddard quotes about the ego because people get really worked up about this. And Carstens, hashtag ego is bullshit. Ego is bullshit. Ready?
You said it.
So.
Okay, so.
Let's scroll down a little bit.
To the next quote, or no? You're going to do them out of order.
Okay, so we've got Awakened Imagination. That's 1954, Neville Goddard, right? Oh my God. Now.
So it's from the Awakened Imagination.
Yes, it is.
Lecture,
Victoria's going to.
Or is that a book?
It's a book.
It's a book.
So, but this is Neville quoting W.B. Yeats, or Yeats. Dr. Brian, how do we say it? Yeats or Yeats? Right? Now,
yes.
Just do the big print.
So, the big print says, we should rewrite our histories, for all men, certainly all imaginative men, must be forever casting forth enchantments, glamour, illusions. And all men, especially tranquil men, who have no powerful egotistic life, must be continually passing under their power.
I find it interesting that Neville would quote the ego that way, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I consider it pretty cool because it's like, so you're tranquil and you really don't have anything going on, so you're just going to be a follower, right? You came here to lead. Your imaginal act leads, your imaginal experience leads your physical experience, right? You came here to lead. But you could come here and just be tranquil. I'm tranquil.
Yeah.
Yep, I don't have no powerful egotistical thing. I don't have any twists. Like, I really don't care if Victoria has a yum or not. I'm just tranquil, right? So,
cool.
For some reason, Neville thought, I'm going to quote this, right?
Well, I get the imaginative men keep casting,
you can't
cast forever. Enchantments, glamour, illusion.
Yeah,
well,
you get it. We're giving life to stuff, right? But before there was no iPad, somebody imagined it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, they gave it life. So, by the way, here's one tiny little quote where Neville mentions the ego in a quote-unquote bad way. I need help here.
Yep, got it.
So,
yes.
doobie-doobie-doo.
Go back.
All right. Now, and that is where he says Hitler was another monster who used the talents of others to balloon his own ego. As far as I can tell, right? And again, I just did
the talents of others. All right.
Yeah, this is Neville's direct quote. That's it. That's where he said the word ego. Right? And he may have said it elsewhere, but when I do my quick scan of a couple hundred lectures, I find that.
What was the word you were trying to find? Oh, yeah, that's right. That was last week's show you were saying about subconscious and how many times you said it.
Yeah, we're getting rid of some of this dumb shit.
Got you.
Right? So, remember the words of William Blake. He says this in The Rock, 1969. Everything is ordered and correct and must fulfill its destiny in order to attain perfection. Follow this path and you will receive from your own ego a deeper perception of the eternal beauty of creation. Again, that's not how most people use the word ego. You will receive from your own ego a deeper perception. Right? So your awareness of being is God, your desires are divine in origin, God speaks to man through the medium of his basic desires, and you will receive from your own ego a deeper perception of the eternal beauty of creation. That sounds to me like Neville doesn't like ego, doesn't it? Self-abandonment, guess what? Same quote. Now here's the ultimate quote. So before we get to
ultimate quote.
The ultimate quote. Again, I really want to get rid of this whole thing of the ego as the bad guy, because your subconscious is the bad guy according to some people, right? The devil is the bad guy according to some people. Remember what the devil is? The devil is doubt, right? Stop doubting. So, ready?
Yes.
This is the ultimate Neville quote. And it doesn't mention ego, but it mentions something that I find really fascinating when he used it to tie it up.
Dramatic pauses.
Dramatic pauses. Ready?
Okay.
The words of prophecy spoken of in the book of Revelation, are your basic desires, which must not be further conditioned. Man is constantly adding to and taking from these words. Okay, now I want you to think about this. Neville says that you're constantly adding to or taking away from, subtracting or adding to. In other words, I don't really believe that I can be happily married, so I'll imagine that I'm okay dating, right? Or, I really don't believe that I can be financially free, so I'll imagine I've got enough money to make it through the month, most months. Right? Don't do that. Don't settle. And also don't condition the hows. Neville says don't condition the hows. How will it happen? Oh, I have to imagine up the lottery win to become financial free. I have to imagine up that person who's blocked me on Facebook as my soulmate so I can be a happy, loving husband.
Yeah.
Right? But I want you to get this last little bit. And we'll share all these in the show notes. But the ultimate quote ends with this. Okay, so we talked about, we'll just do the tail end, or they compromise, they are individuals and nations alike, are constantly violating this law of their basic desire by plotting and planning the realization of their ambitions, thereby adding to the word of prophecy, or they compromise with their ideals, thus taking from the word of God. Ready?
Yeah.
This next bit, let it cook your noodle. The inevitable result is death and plagues, or failure and frustration, as promised for such violations. Okay, get this? The inevitable result is deaths, plagues, failure, frustrations, as promised for such violations. Look around. Okay? You know of any deaths going on, any plagues, any failure, frustrations? Just pay attention. And you know why? It's because people are settling instead of soaring. It's because they're picking the means instead of going to the end. And this whole quote ends with, again, God speaks to man only through the medium of his basic desires. Your desires aren't coming from your ego. Okay? Your desires are coming... You can pick it up. Your desires are coming from you. The greater you. Again, your concept of selves. Okay, loving husband, loving teacher, loving puppy dad. Those are all desires. But where do they come from? The greater you, the greater me, the greater what we truly are. Forget about the whole ego thing. Just notice where do your desires come from, and what happens if you don't compromise. What happens if you don't plot and plan? You eliminate the plagues, the frustrations, the desire, or the frustrations, the failures.
Yeah.
Got it? We'll put all this into the show notes. It's a lot for one little show.
It is, yeah.
But I just want you to get, you don't have to do anything with the ego. The ego doesn't exist. Right? One more. I need someone out there. Uma, I'll pick you. Right? I need you to send me in the mail. Right? 1 cup of subconscious and 1 cup of ego. Right? Carolina, you too. Send me 1 cup of subconscious and 1 cup of ego. I'm going to weigh them. I'm going to see what colors they are. I'm going to compare the two.
There you go, Uma.
Right? Okay. Anybody want to do it? Good luck. Right? They don't exist. What matters? Your imaginal experience leads your physical experience. Scrap the ego, scrap the subconscious, scrap all that stuff. And remember, don't add or subtract to your basic desires, because that's where failure, frustration, plagues, and death come from. Let that cook your noodle. And here we are. We've got this ego. We're going to stomp out the loogie with the shots and all that stuff. Anyway, that's just my little side note.
Anyway.
Boom. So.
That was our show.
That was our show.
What we'd love you to
By the
tell
way,
us.
If you want part 1, go listen to the podcast.
Okay. Tell us your hashtag, the strawberry bits.
All right, Victoria.
Now, I've got mine, but the heavy lid was shut. So while you tell us yours,
Really?
I'll just punch the code in.
Oh, my God.
So
Cool.
what was your hashtag strawberry bit?
You know, I just love the whole thing, because if you add to your desire, like how it's going to happen, or you subtract to it, you settle for less, what shows up? Failure, frustration, death, and plagues. Look around. Why do you think that I'm not standing here frustrated? Right? Right? I'm not failing. Right? I have no concern about death or plagues. Got it?
Yeah.
That's mine. Victoria?
20s.
Oh, yeah. And because there's no ego. Right? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Skip all that.
My bit's right from near the end as well, but what I love is how when we compromise with our ideals or plan and plot, we're taking from the word of God, and I love that. It's like you're
True.
yeah, stripping it. It's awful. So
Well, you should, because, I mean, what if your desires come from your ego? And then
Well.
you really should diminish them, right?
So that was my strawberry bit. Thank you for your strawberry bit.
Oh, what was my strawberry bit?
You were saying about
I know.
failures and frustrations and plagues.
That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to go by dip.
And while you type in your hashtag strawberry bit, go to freeneville.com.
221 email pseudo random. Drag it, inbox, click the link. Ooh-ha.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. I was grabbing her butt. Makes me smile.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. Uma says the ego is not the enemy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Good one.
It's not the enemy.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay, you guys, hope you enjoyed the show.
I'm going shopping.
Oh, Ashley, was it? Listen to the podcast twice.
Oh my God.
That's ace. Yes,
once,
so listen.
Once in each ear.
So what is it? It's freeneville.com/podcast.
That's the easy place to go.
That's the easy place to go.
That's
go
right.
there.
Do that.
Okay, cool.
The ego is just an excuse. Exactly. Right? Oh, I've got my ego in the way. Right.
Okay.
Anyway,
Might catch you at the watch
manifesting
party. Otherwise, see you on tomorrow's show.
That's right.
See ya.
Unless we don't.